Allis Common Council will come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Sure. Alderman Rote. Here. Vitale.
Here.
Weigel.
Here.
Barzak.
Here.
Shaplesky.
Here.
Haas is excused. Lysick.
Here.
May.
Here.
And Reinke.
Here.
All present, except for one. Alderman Haas.
Alderman Rote would normally lead us in the pledge, but he's asked Troop 580 of Mount Hope Church, Scout Leader Dave Lucen, to lead us in the pledge. It's their 75th anniversary. So if you would come up here and lead us.
Color Guard, attention. Audience, please rise. Color Guard, present the colors. Halt. Color Guard, please post the flags. Scout salute. Those not in uniform, please place your right hand over your heart. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Color Guard dismissed.
Thank you for that nice ceremony. I'd also like to point out that Troop 594 from West Allis Village at Manor Park is in the audience also. I'd like to recognize them this evening. In case you didn't notice, Mayor Devine did not get a lot older. He is excused this evening, and I'll be filling in the chair for him. We have 3 public hearings this evening. If I would ask the clerk to read the notice of the first public hearing.
Sure. A resolution relative to determination of special use permit for Infinity Milwaukee to establish a vehicle dealership on undeveloped property located in the 10,500 block of West Arthur Avenue.
Mr. Stiebel.
Thank you. The first public hearing is mentioned for the city new car sale facility located at Arthur. It's a vacant area of 3-acre lot, vacant for a lot of years. It's going to be the area of a lot more car dealerships. Because it's zone C4, car dealerships require a special use, so that's the purpose of the public hearing this evening. About a 3,000 square foot facility, about 2,700 square feet will be for ground floor, 10,000 because the second floor. Effectively, the hours of operation of the daily instead to be about 125 parking spaces on the side, 212 on the side. This is the floor plan of the service area, sales area. The second floor will be over the building. The architectural style can be organized. A lot of the car dealerships are in that area. A lot of glass area. Ground floor, top area, stacks of paint, porcelain tile on the doors.
Mr. Stiebel,
Yes.
I think your microphone might not be on.
Now I can hear you. As I mentioned, because of the C4 is the zoning requires a public hearing, and that's the purpose of this hearing this evening. And the hours of operation are effectively from Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. And parking is more than adequate at 125 cars required and 212 provided. The 2,700 square foot floor will be divided up in different uses, with a second floor up the middle of the building to add for a much more dramatic elevation and architectural appeal. The facade will be a lot of glass and glass backfill panels, porcelain tile front and metal panels. The size of the building will be primarily split-face block and ephes and glass. There'll be significant landscaping throughout the site. About 20% of the site will be covered with landscaping. On the north part of the parcel will be some underground stormwater retention and bioswales to help fulfill their Milwaukee Metropolitan Sanitary Sewer District stormwater requirements to retain a 100-year storm on site. The Plan Commission has reviewed this proposal and has recommended approval, and we've received no objections to date. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Does anyone on the council have any questions of Mr. Stiebel? If not, anyone in the audience that would like to speak in favor or in opposition of this particular proposal, please take the podium and express your views. Seeing none, we'll close this public hearing and move on to public hearing number 2. Mr. Bratz.
Resolution relative to determination of special use permit for Pho Saigon, a proposed restaurant to be located on 10534 West Greenfield Avenue.
Mr. Stiebel.
Thank you. The location of this restaurant is in the old Sammy's shop on 105th and Greenfield. Pho Saigon is proposed to open as a Vietnamese restaurant. There's always been a big discussion as to how you pronounce it, but however you say it, it's going to be hopefully a very delicious Vietnamese cuisine. There'll be extensive remodeling, particularly in the interior. The exterior will get a facelift in terms of paint, and the lighting that's currently on the top of the roof will be taken off. The rope light will be taken off, as well as the checkered areas that were painted on there. They're hoping to be open by August, and the owners would like to pursue a beer and wine license. Because this area is Zone C3, restaurants are a special use, and that's the purpose of the public hearing this evening. The estimated cost is about $120,000. The hours of operation will be 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 16 parking spaces are required and 22 are provided. The floor plan will allow for approximately 66 seating capacity in this particular facility. The area will be, the buildings will be put with signage on both street frontages as well as exterior architectural lighting. A lot of the renovations to the building will take place, particularly the checkered panels will be removed as well as the rope lighting. Again, a significant amount of landscaping will be added to this site. A lot of it is here, but it'll be reconditioned and in some places replaced. The new areas will be in this area to the north of the building, so that exiting will only go through here, and there'll be no exiting along this part, the northern part of the alley on the eastern side of the facility. These bushes will be replaced with something a little bit more architecturally pleasing to be part of the site, as well as major restoration of the refuge areas. The Plan Commission has reviewed this proposal and recommended approval, and we've received no objections to date. If you have any additional questions, I or a representative of the owner will be glad to answer them.
Thank you, Mr. Stiebel. Any of the council members have any questions regarding this item?
Chairman Lysak.
Alderman Barzak.
John, a couple things. First of all, you said that the refuge area would be updated. Does that mean totally screened in?
Correct.
When you say by updated, new wood, et cetera?
I'm not sure if it's new wood, but it'll be reconditioned and four-sided.
Into something that looks halfway decent?
Correct.
Right. Second thing, I saw that some type of LED lights. Are these the ones that, you know, go in the window that are real bright all along the window, or are they more of a trim accent up on top?
There's currently some illegal lighting around the top. That'll be taken off.
Taken off?
Yes.
Okay, it's going to be removed. I just wanted to make sure we don't get those hideous lights that
Yeah,
surround
no,
the...
they're not allowed.
Very good.
There will be some gooseneck lighting on the building, like a lot of other nice areas, but
Thank you.
Any other questions from the council for Mr. Stiebel? If not, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to this item? Seeing none, we'll close this public hearing and move on to public hearing number 3. Mr. Bratz.
Resolution relative to determination of special use permit for CS Logistics, Inc., an existing transportation courier business to establish a vehicle detailing use as part of their business operations located at 11001 West Mitchell Street.
Mr. Stiebel.
thank you. This existing building currently operates a transportation carrier service, and they, in this building, and it's about 122,000 square feet, and they're proposing to have an auto detailing facility within their area, and that's about 900 square feet out of the 10,000 approximately or 14,000 that they currently operate. They right now use this area for washing their vehicles and trucks, and essentially they'll be allowed after this, if this is approved, to allow for the public to be able to take cars there to also be detailed. Because this is a detailing or car washing facility requires a special use in an M1 zoning, and again, that's the purpose of the public hearing. Hours of operation are weekdays and Saturday 9 to 6 by appointment only. The facility is required to have about 126 parking spaces, 130 are currently provided. The Plan Commission has reviewed this project and has recommended approval, and we received no objections to date. If you have additional questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Are there any questions from the Common Council for Mr. Stiebel?
Chairman Lysick,
Alderman May.
I've got two questions. One is this going to be a facility that's open to the public, or is this meant to be a auto detailing space just for the trucks that operate at this location?
Currently is allowed to be used for just their trucks. If this special use is approved, then they would be allowed to service the public.
Okay, and do you know if they're going to be advertising this to other people, or is it more just, you know, maybe they've got another facility or a couple other truckers in the area that want to use it? Or can I go there with my own vehicle and get it detailed?
I think you could go there with your own vehicle.
Okay. Thanks.
Are there any other questions from the council? Seeing none, any member of the audience would like to speak in favor or in opposition to this proposal, please take the microphone, state your name and address, and please sign in either before or after you speak.
Jason Mitchell, 99th in Cleveland, 2640. Question, because what I do for a living does the same thing. We detail our own trucks. Have they done anything to collect their washing solutions instead of just dumping it into our sewage system?
They will have to comply with MMSD requirements as it relates to waste.
Okay. I was just asking because it is going to be a higher use at that point when you open it up to the public like that. And I didn't know if they would have to upgrade on that part of it.
They have to do it currently, and they'll have to do it in the future.
Okay.
Anyone else have any questions or wish to speak in favor or in opposition to this proposal? Seeing none, we'll close this item for public hearing. Thank you, Mr. Stiebel. We'll move on to item E on our agenda, which is citizen participation. The council sets aside a half hour every meeting for citizens to get up and speak on any issue that they desire. We ask that you hold your time to 5 minutes and take the podium and state your name and address and sign in either before or after you speak. Is there anyone that would like to address the council this evening? like to address the council? Seeing on, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which is item F, announcement of recess meetings and standing committees. They're all printed on your agenda. Item G, mayor's report. The mayor is not here this evening, so there will be no mayor's report. Item H, alderperson's report. Any of the alderpersons wish to make any comments at this time regarding their activities?
Chairman Lysick.
Alderman May, pardon me, Alderman Weigel.
I just wanted to remark that there was a preliminary meeting to form a neighborhood association in the 2nd District. The Fairview Park group is forming. The Fairview Park Neighborhood Association's boundaries will be approximately 77th Street on the west, the northern city limits on the north, 70th or 71st Street on the east, and then Greenfield Avenue on the south. Looking forward to working with this group and seeing some good things there. So that's it.
Any other alderperson reports? Seeing none, we'll move on to approval of the minutes.
Chairman Lysick,
Alderman Barzak.
I move approval of the minutes from the council meeting of March 20th, 2018.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Mr. Chairman, I move for recess for the standing committees.
Alderman Barzak, if you would withdraw that motion, we have
Withdraw the motion.
item J yet.
Skipped it.
And K.
Item J on your agenda, we have items 5, which I'd ask for a motion to be referred to the advisory committee, and item 6, which I would ask for a motion to be referred to the city attorney.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? It's been moved and seconded by Alderman May and Alderman Barzak. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Standing committee reports, administration and finance. Alderman Weigel.
Chairman Lysick, I'll be reading that report out with the regular recess committee.
Thank you. License and Health Committee, Alderman Shabliski.
I'll be reading those out also after the recess committee.
We then move on to item L on the agenda, motion for reconsideration.
Alderman Lysick, I move for motion to reconsider item number 13.
It's been moved by Alderman May to reconsider item number 13. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Rote. Any discussion?
Council President Lysick.
Alderman Shabliski.
Yeah, I want to thank Alderman May. I asked him if he would reconsider this and go back to committee, and I don't have a problem with the carryovers themselves, but there's items on there that is actually new spending. It wasn't on the 2017 budget. It's just a number of items that just like a wish list that people want. And so I think all those items should come and stand on their own merit individually in front of the License and Health Committee, the Administration and Finance Committee, and be voted on such. I'm not saying I'm even against them. All I'm saying is that I think the proper way to do this is for each item to come in front of the committee.
Are you asking then that this be referred back to committee?
Yes.
And we can, I think we were going to do the motion to reconsider and then a motion to send back to committee afterwards. I think we were going to do it that way.
Okay.
So,
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to reconsider resolution item 13. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Mr. Chairman, I move to put number 13 back to the Administration and Finance Committee.
Second.
It's been moved by Alderman May, seconded by Alderman Barzak to return item 13 to the Administration and Finance Committee. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Alderman Barzak.
Mr. Chairman, now I move for recess of the regular standing committees.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We are now in recess.